What's up, guys? It is Sunday, February 2nd, 2025. It's the NBA OB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. And I'm joined by my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel. It is a Sunday evening, Marcel. I'm glad to be here with you, man. No football tonight, Marcel, so we did a little bit earlier, guys. And I'll mention this again, but next week, Super Bowl, I'm going to be drunk as hell. I'm sure, Marcel, I'm going to be eating chicken wings and pizza. You know, everything I do all the time anyways, but just watching football this time. No, but in all seriousness, like, we're not going to do it Sunday. I already talked to Marcel. Marcel, I think Monday night we'll do instead. Is that okay with you? Sounds good?
I mean, do I have a choice? Yeah,
not really, because I can't do it Sunday.
No
and Saturday night, this card won't be done until like 8 a.m. your time or something. So, so Monday evening, I think we'll do that. So, appreciate you guys, staying with us there. But yeah, we're going to talk about UFC Saudi Arabia in this card. We'll recap the card, go through the fights, and let's go through the comments here. We got a couple people in the chat already. Lazy Man, what's up, man? Happy Groundhog Day, gang. Actually, it's really funny. So Marcel just I completely forgot it was the Groundhog Day thing. Marcel asked me, he's like, hey, did you know it was Groundhog Day or something? And I'm like, oh, did that beaver see his shadow? And Marcel was like, what do you mean beaver? I'm like, that guy. And you're like, and Marcel said to him about like pussy or something. So I told Marcel there's two types of beavers. There's like a Canadian beaver, like a little guy. And then there's that other little guy, or little girl, I guess, in that case.
Little guy.
That's your favorite. All right, we got Samus in the chat. What's going on, man? Dude, I see this guy's basketball avatar, so that's funny because there was a massive trade in the NBA last night. I stayed up all night, so I was up late watching all these like reactions and stuff to this trade, Marcel. Zach, what's up, man? Zach's also going to be drinking and eating wings, and I'm sure some other stuff. Zach barbecue and all that stuff, all that good stuff. Your Philly Eagles are playing, and same with Joe's. The Philly Eagles are playing. Antoine, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here. Antoine, I didn't go to bed until like probably 4 in the morning last night. Like I was up all night. I was watching all these reactions to that huge trade last night, Marcel. Like I thought it was fake. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was fake. There was this huge trade in the NBA, and NBA is like one of my favorite sports, and I thought it was fake. I actually thought it was like I thought I was sleeping. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like I thought I was sleeping, Marcel. I was like, oh, I woke up and had a dream or something. Like it was real. So craziness.
You were like Ruben Carter took over basketball.
pretty much, dude. I'm not even just me. Like the guy who broke it is this guy named Shams Charania. He's he's basically like, I would say like kind of, okay, Ariel's doesn't break as much news. Back in the day, Ariel used to break a lot of news on his Twitter. It's kind of like that, but for NBA. And people like thought he got hacked. Like I was watching this other guy, Bobby Marks. He's this ESPN talking head that knows the salary cap really well. And he said that like he actually texted the guy and was like, "Hey, did you get hacked?" And the guy's like, "No, this is real." That's how you know it's fucked, man. When like people are like other journalists are asking the guy. It's like me. It's like if I called you and like, Marcel, did you get hacked? You're like, no. Like they actually booked Tom Aspinall against Lucas Dreschke, like something like that. Which
can't wait for that fight, by the way.
Oh, I know you can't wait. All right, let's get some other comments. We got Lilac MMA. What's going on, man? I know you watched your Royal Rumble last night. I actually turned it on, Marcel. I haven't watched wrestling in forever, but I threw it on last night for a bit. It was kind of fun. Logan Paul was like one of the last guys eliminating Marcel. I was like, oh my god, Logan Paul's gonna win this shit. Like these guys win everything in life. Yeah, I thought I got hacked too. It was crazy. Crazy, mate. It's just everyone thought that way. What's up, Antoine? Yeah, man. I know. We'll see. It doesn't make you guys got shit on for that trade over those years ago with Trae Young and everything coming to you guys and Luka going to Dallas, but I mean, you got traded. Anyways, it's not a basketball podcast, but I did want to throw it out there because it's like a massive trade, Marcel. It's like one of the biggest trades of all time in like North American sports. And the guy's he's a European guy. He's from Slovenia. It's like a small country in Europe. I don't know how far is that from Slovenia?
It's not close to here or something.
Oh, okay.
It's in Europe. Yeah. What's
his name? Luka Doncic.
Oh, Luka Doncic. Yeah, I know.
He used to play for Real Madrid. He's like one of the best players in the world, and it's crazy. Like I've been thinking, like, again, MMA is my baby, Marcel, but I love basketball. I watch it all the time, and it's just like I'm just surprised. It'd be like I'm trying to think of like in UFC terms. I think it'd be like if the UFC traded like Ilia Topuria or something for like if they traded him to Bellator for. Oh, you know what's a good one, Marcel? If the UFC traded Topuria to PFL for like Francis Ngannou or something like that, just like an example, like another good fighter that's also older. You know what I mean? Something like that. So interesting. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's probably Jokic, Giannis, and Luka. I mean, and Shea's up there too. There's some really good basketball players, obviously, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. What's up, Otto? Glad to have you here. What's up, Knox? Glad to have the guys in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys joining us. Went a few minutes early, but Marcel was watching some like something. What are you watching, Marcel? Some soccer show?
It's it's Match of the Day. It's always on BBC. It sounds really weird, BBC, but it's an English broadcasting channel. Sorry,
just after we talked about the Beaver, and now you're talking about the BBC.
Yeah, it's English.
Holy shit,
channel.
Marcel!
So
you can't get that out of your mind. That's all. That's on Marcel's mind. Beaver and BBC. Marcel swings both ways, man.
Yeah, you were more into BBCs. We know.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying the crazy podcast already. Anyways, we're here to talk about UFC Saudi Arabia. Obviously, took place yesterday. Early morning card. I say we get into the card, Marzo. Let me pull up the results here, guys. So, as far as predictions went, I mean, I did pretty good. I got 8 right. A couple underdogs. I don't know how many you got, Marcel. Was it 6 or 7?
I didn't even, after 2 wrong fights on the main card, I didn't even count anymore. I was like,
it was a tricky card. I mean, it really was. You had to take shots at some underdogs in this one, which, I mean, I know you got Michael Page. So we said, actually, it's funny. You were like, I hope we get the 4 that we picked, and we ended up getting 3 of the 4. So as a team, so it's just we didn't get them together. But I will say this: I'll predict on the UFC 312 preview we're going to do after this. I think here's what I say, Marcel. I'll make a prediction. Yeah. We will have a consensus underdog for the first time in like a month.
Oh, for sure. I already know who. So
I think. Well, you know what? I'll give you another prediction. We'll have 2.
Yeah, probably.
I'll say who it is. I'll say we have 2. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's go through the card. All right. Start with the main event. Nasruddin Imavov. I'm pronouncing it correctly, Marcel. Imavov. He was pissed off with the pronunciation. Knocks out Israel Adesanya in the second round. I predicted the upset, guys. I didn't think he'd knock him out like that quickly, but he did it. I knew it was a possibility. Again, I talked about it last week. I mean, I made the point, like, Adesanya's on the decline. He is. I mean, his chin is going. It might be gone at this point. Like, again, Pereira hurt him. Strickland hurt him. And now Imavov hurt him. I mean, Duplessis hurt him too. Didn't officially knock him down, but he hurt him. And now he gets brutally knocked out in the second round. He did look good in the first round, just like he did against Drakus. Like, his striking is still technical. It's still sharp. He's still fast, but the chin is really questionable at this point in his career, and he got caught by Imavov, who picks up his 4th straight win, Marcel, the biggest win of his career. He moves to 8-2-1 in the UFC. 1-0 contest, I should say, not a draw, but I mean, an amazing win on his resume. And look at his last 4 wins: Israel Adesanya, Brendan Allen, Jared Cannonier, and Roman Dolidze. I mean, that's pretty nasty. I mean, that's a nice win streak, and it puts him right at the top of the division. So let's talk about. We'll go through both guys because it's a big fight. Obviously, let's talk about Imavov first. Marcel, I mean, obviously, we had different picks, but I'll ask you this: are you more of a believer in this guy than you were last week?
A little bit more, but I still don't feel it. But he did great. He did a great win. The first time when I saw the knockout, I was like, maybe he's a little bit premature, but at the same time, he wasn't defending. He was like bouncing almost with his head or whatever. He wasn't hiding, so it's a good stoppage. Yeah, I mean, well done by Imavov. I mean, he either gets like a number 1 contender fight or a title fight. I think he deserves probably a title fight, but I think Chimaev is in front of him. So maybe he needs to fight the loser of DDP against Strickland. Maybe.
I think he could just wait, honestly, because
he can, but.
Yeah,
it's maybe not smart, but he can do it, of course, if he wants.
I think he could. Now, the reason why is because he fought 3 times last year, and he already fought once this year. He's fought literally 4 times in the last 12 months. So I think he can afford to wait. Like, financially, I think he can wait if they're going to give him a title shot. The other option would be, like you said, the loser of the title fight. The other thing is, and I don't think anyone's talked about this, but if Strickland does win, they could do a trilogy fight, which no one's really talked about. And then Chimaev could fight Imavov. That's a possibility. The other option is Kyle Bahayo. That's another option. But again, like, I just think regardless of Israel's losing streak now, it's still a huge win on your resume, man. And he was the underdog. Like, a lot of people didn't think he'd win. And he got the job done with a beautiful knockout. So, again, this is a guy that I've kind of been up and down with during his career. I've been actually pretty good at picking his fights. But, to me, Marcel, this was a fade on Izzy. But I do think this guy's on the upside. And again, the age is a big factor. He's going to be 20. He's 28 right now. He's turning 29. Or sorry, he's 29 right now. He's turning 30 in a month. So he's still on a good the right side of 30. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think either he gets a title shot or he has to fight one more time. He's in a great spot. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He gets a bonus too, by the way. Couple comments here. Zach made some money. Good job. Oh, CFFC. I didn't watch. I saw some of the highlights, Zach, on Twitter. How did I feel when Vince Carter left? I mean, I wasn't happy with the trade. It was a terrible trade. I mean, but he wanted out. He's saying now he didn't want out. I don't believe that. My big ass. I felt bad for him after the fight. Crazy went 20-0 to 1-4. I mean, it happens though. Marcel, how many times have we seen this happen in the sport? It happens all the time. Like
so many times when one fighters are at their end of the career.
Look at Chuck Liddell, dude. It's the same thing, right?
Although with Chuck Liddell, I really had the feeling that he was heavily declining with Israel. I got to be honest, man. The first round he looked good. He won the first round, in my opinion.
But he looked good against Dracus too.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I think he still beats a lot of guys in that division, and maybe the top guys he has difficulties with, but I still think he beats a lot of guys in the division, to be honest, So maybe he is not anymore. How do you say that? He's not anymore that top level there was, and guys are passing him by, but he still has a high level of fighting. I think so.
I don't think you're wrong. It's just again, I think the durability. He can't take a punch anymore, dude. Like from these heavy hitters, and Imamov's not the heaviest hitter in the division either. So, we'll talk. Let's talk. Well, let's get the comments and we'll talk about Izzy. Yeah, it's 3 losses and he's 1-4 in his last 5. With the one win is over Alex Pereira by brutal knockout. Like don't forget that, guys. He did knock out Pereira. Yeah, the Gastelum fight was. I mean, that's a classic. The reflexes are definitely declined. Do you think this loss affects his legacy? I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about Izzy. A lot of people were saying he was the best of all time, surpassed Anderson Silva. I never thought that way, Marcel. I've got to be honest with you. I always thought Anderson was the best.
Yep.
And I feel like I think this actually cements Anderson's legacy as the best. But I don't know how much it hurts Izzy. It's just I never thought he was number 1. I thought he was number 2 the whole time. Personally, I don't know what you thought. But
same. I have Izzy at number 2. So same.
Yeah, and then number 3, I have to think about it. I mean, who is it? Rich Franklin? I don't really know.
Might be Rich Franklin. It's not even a crazy call. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I have to think about it more, guys. Like, don't quote me on that one, but I mean, it might be right. Yeah, I mean, his I watched the knockout. His left hand came down, and Imavov caught him right over the top. Marcel, his defense was not stout. It really wasn't great. We'll talk about DM in a few minutes. That was a fight I was completely wrong about. I mean, I had bang on this one, Marcel, but terrible in that fight. I was completely wrong. Yeah, I saw the Mighty Most. I mean, listen, like I guess they're friends. I'm not gonna tell someone how to react to a fight. I don't get that emotional if fights win or lose, though, Marcel. I mean, personally, like I saw him screaming, swearing, like freaking out. Like, did he bet on him? Maybe that's why. I know they're friends. Like, no one wants to see their friend get knocked out. You know what I mean? So I get that, but I don't get that emotional fights. I've watched so many fights now, Marcel, that it's like it's been both ways. Yeah.
Remember when Aaron Bronstetter was interviewing Adesanya backstage, and then Ben Askren or Masvidal had that crazy flying knee over Ben Askren. And everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And Bronstetter was just waiting for Israel, and he got so much backlash from people. But listen, it's not that we're like a party pooper or something. I'm the same.
No, listen, I go crazy during the knockout. I'm like, "Oh shit!" You know what I mean?
But not even.
I don't like freak out and like scream and swear. But
I'm just relaxed.
Yeah. But again, everyone reacts their own way, so it's all good. But someone who's I've won some bets and lost some bets, Marcel. You just kind of got to be even keel, You think Israel retires? No. Let's talk about Israel. What do we do with him? I mean, really, like, what the fuck does he do next?
Yeah, I thought we weren't gonna talk politics on here, but if you want to talk about Israel, what he's gonna do next?
Such a bad.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I have bad jokes, people. It's like that.
Sometimes.
So yeah, suck my dick. We're Israel. I think I would like to see him at 205 again. At the same time, is he not too small for 205? I don't know. So
I was thinking the same, to be honest with you. And a lot of people were like pushing back on it, saying he, because when he fought Jan, I think he weighed in like 200 or like 199 or something. He was under the weight limit. And I picked that fight too. I picked Jan, and everyone thought it was crazy.
I know.
That was a few. Remember that? Yeah, that was a few years ago now.
I will never forget that, Adam.
That was one of my best picks. To be honest with you, because anyways, by the way, did you see Marvin Vittori's tweet? He's like, "Oh, they need to match him up with me again so he can get a win."
I like what Tristan says. Actually, I like what Tristan says.
Costa, I mean, they could potentially. Again, I agree with Marcel. Like, guys, he can still beat guys at middleweight. He can. And also, they talk about like guys that are on the decline. Paulo Costa has no wins over anyone in the top 15. Here to what's up, man? Did you watch the card? Talk about it. Let's go through the rankings really quick, Marcel. The shitty rankings that. You know what? It's crazy, right, Marcel? They said they were going to change the rankings, and they haven't done anything yet. I don't know if you have any idea what's going on with that, Marcel, but like Dana's talking about
Hopefully
AI, and yeah, hopefully soon. Okay, middleweight. Let's just go through the top 15. Let me know if you think Izzy beats these guys, okay? I mean, I don't think he beats Drakus. I don't think he beats Strickland. I don't think he beats Hamzat. Rob, I don't think they're going to fight again. They're friends now, and we don't need. I don't think we need to see a third fight between them personally. So that's a pass. Imavov obviously, beat him. So, man. By the way, looking at the rankings, I mean, Israel was actually ranked above Chimaev. This really helps Imavov in the rankings, man. It's a great win for him. Bahayo is an interesting. I still think actually Bahayo is kind of an interesting fight, to be honest with you.
I think Baralho beats him.
He probably does. You know what? I actually thought they were going to do that fight before they booked Imavov.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that? But I don't hate it if they did that. Vittori, he beats Cannonier. I think he probably beats, but I also feel like Jared could fight differently if they fought again.
The problem is that they already fought once,
Yeah.
and Jared knows a little bit now how he fights, so maybe he can adjust.
And you know what? Like some of Izzy's like title events is like that fight with Jared was not a good fight. Same with the Yoel Romero fight. Like they weren't good performances, right? Like he won, but those are fights that could have gone either way. Right? Maybe not the Jared fight. The Yoel Romero fight, Marcel, a lot of people thought Yoel actually won that fight a few years ago too. Brendan Allen, I think that's a fight he could win potentially. Brendan, showed some big issue with the cardio. Paul Costa, I think sorry, I skipped Elise. Actually, that's kind of an interesting one. The Elise, is that kind of interesting to you?
Yeah.
Izzy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Fluffy beats him though. Fluffy's number 12. I think Fluffy beats him.
But to be honest, I don't think Izzy is interested in these guys.
No,
I think
Jack Hermanson, Shara Bullet.
Nah, Izzy beats him.
Okay. We'll talk about him in a second too.
Yeah. By the way, I see Beatrice saying Renier de Riddle. That would be nasty if the UFC does that. That would be really nasty.
I don't think they'll do it, but yeah, I think Rainer's on the rise.
Nah.
Brundage is fighting. What's up, Blake? He's fighting Cody Brundage. He's fighting Julian Marquez.
Yeah, co-main event.
What's up, Rudy? I agree. He could have asked for an easier fight, but at the same time, here's the thing: Izzy gets paid a lot of money, guys. This is actually the only fight he could take, really, when you think about like the card, because he can't headline a pay-per-view because he's not a champ. You can't headline a pay-per-view because he lost 2 in a row. Because you can do non-title fights, but not really. If a guy's lost 2 in a row. But they gave him this fight, which obviously Saudi Arabia pays a lot of money to bring the fight to Saudi Arabia, Marcel. So it was a perfect fight. He just lost. Johnny Walker. I guess, you know what? Actually, if Izzy went to 205 and fought Johnny Walker, I would probably favor Izzy. Would you favor him against Johnny Walker?
Yeah, but to be really honest, I like Johnny, but I favor almost everybody against Johnny Walker. So
Johnny's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he's a nice good.
But again, you talk about someone with not the best chin, Marcel, meme knockouts. That's Johnny Walker. Would you put Pereira number 1 with a win over Ankalaev? I mean, he's right there. He's up there. I still think Islam is, and Dana's teasing a huge fight with Islam. By the way, guys, like you saw the press conference, Marcel.
Yeah, of course.
Horrible
questions, by the way.
You know what? It was slightly better than the Power Slap press conference where they were like, "Thank you, Dana. Thank you so much for bringing Power Slap to Saudi Arabia." Or like, "Mr. White, thank you so much." I was like, "Shut the fuck up,
bro." That one dude.
Him.
That one dude. So Ronaldo was in the building. What did you think? What do you think about Ronaldo? Where do you put him in favorite athletes of all time?
They have no fucking clue.
Yeah, Ronaldo was he upset Shara lost? Dude, the guy is like a fucking billionaire. Do you really think he's upset?
He doesn't give a shit. I know they're like friends, but like he doesn't care, dude.
Of course not.
He's got like 5 kids. He's got other things to worry about, man. He doesn't care about the guy losing. That's okay, beer. I'm having a few beers too. Listen, I've had a long fucking week, and I'm having a couple beers myself, man. So I only beer free. I don't drink like liquor and stuff. Marcel, I don't think that drinks at all.
Almost.
Yeah, RDR is huge for middleweight. You're eating a chocolate cake? I know Marcel like that. You like that, Marcel? Huh? Big boy? Huh?
Doesn't like a chocolate cake,
motherfucker. What's up, Andrew? Andrew's smoking a bowl. That's awesome. I don't really smoke anymore, but that's awesome, man. I barely smoke. I don't smoke at all, actually. I can't do it, Marcel. As someone who smoked weed for a long time, I can't do it anymore.
I understand.
Real chocolate cake, not like Adam's BBCs. You guys are fucking crazy. What's up, Ryan? Glad to have you here, man. We always appreciate you, joining us, dude. And I hope you're liking. By the way, Ryan, I think the obviously you're in the Discord, so we talk about everything in there. So I won't say anything else. I won't say anything about some of the fights we talk about in there. Unless you're in there, go and join James's Discord. It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's rumors out there. The didn't the account that tweeted is that fake ass account? I don't even want to say who it is. That guy that you were talking about today,
yeah.
right? But I actually do think there is some truth to this, guys. To be honest with you, but the thing is, these accounts they guess kind of more, so they guess.
And then they hope it sticks. Yeah.
They'll pick 10 fights and they'll get one right and then they'll brag about it and they get engagement on it. And that's the thing. Like they have little check marks. They get paid when you read their comments and reply and engage and shit. That's the problem with Twitter now is that they opened it up to that. I think it's a big problem. I know you get paid a little bit, Marcel. You deserve it because you're posting real fucking news. But, all these guys and even that other guy that actually broke some news today and you know who I'm talking about, like, it's for engagement. It's for likes. It's for reposts or whatever. They don't call it retweets anymore. Reposts. It's for you to ask, is this real? Is it real? And then the more you interact, I just ignore all that shit. Actually, I'm with you. Some of those fake accounts, you should just block them. But I do feel like there is some truth to that fight, and I think Dana hinted at it. He just wasn't, talking about it. Translator was bad. Asking a question, reporter didn't ask. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what they asking. Was a lot of Russian reporters, I think, or so. Yeah. Blake, you're gonna get some people that want to slap you for saying that. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if Zach's watching the thing right now. Wish they'd have put Tori in RDR. Yeah, that'd be an okay fight. Lopez and Folk, I don't think so. Maybe.
No.
Marcel's shaking his head. Nope. There you go. Tori Kopilov. Yeah, they could do that. Actually, that's not a bad one. How they asking? It's not great. We'll talk, but let's save the 312 for the next show. After this, guys, we're going to do a whole 312 preview. So any 312 questions, don't ask. We'll answer in the next podcast.
Pay-per-view of the fucking year,
Yeah. I will say this too. When I don't really smoke, but when I used to, it actually made me more motivated. I'd smoke and then I'd do some writing or something, or I'd get a task done. It didn't. It just made me sleep after. But that little time where I was stoned at the beginning, I'd get a lot done. All right, let's get back to the card.
Adam is from the hood, guys, smoking spliffs and writing text. All right,
let's go to the co-main event. I'll give you some flowers for this one, Marcel. Nice pick here. Michael Page over Shara Bullet. And not only did he win, he made it look easy. This fight was a complete wipeout. I mean, this wasn't even close. And then, of course, Shara after the fight, even during the fight, between the second and third round, his corner's like, I know you're hurt. Or no, you're not healthy. Like, they're already throwing the excuses out. And then he posted something on Instagram. I'll be honest, like, even if he was healthy, based on what I saw here, I don't even think he would have won. This wasn't a great pick on my part, obviously. I mean, a lot of people think Shara, undefeated guy. I told you, Marcel, this is one of the things maybe this is the next level of my picks, because I think my picks are pretty good, guys, but it's these undefeated guys. I think I usually almost always pick them. It's so hard to pick against the undefeated guys for me. But this one, I should have picked MVP too, because stylistically, Marcel, he is the better striker, and I just wasn't sure about the moving up in weight. That kind of worried me, and the age and everything. But he was the better striker, more technical striker, and he was faster. Dude, this fight was Marcel. This fight wasn't close, dude. I actually thought he won every round. Did you think so?
Yeah, tomorrow in every round. I think the UFC played themselves. That's what I think. They thought like, oh, we're gonna give him another striker, and he can look good against him. And Venom Page comes up from welterweight to middleweight, so he will have a disadvantage, and we can make Shara look even better. That's what obviously they wanted Shara to win. MVP hypes is a little bit gone since he lost to Gary. So. Yeah, it didn't went well for them. Like I said, man, last time, listen, Shara, he's a fun striker, but besides that, he doesn't have much to offer, in my opinion. And as long as you give him strikers, he has a chance. But MVP is so elusive and difficult to touch, and he's way too quick, So it was for Shara almost impossible. He touched him sometimes, but not with very hard shots,
By the way, according to the real stats, I'm just reading them right now. It was 43 to 38 in significant strikes landed. That seems off to me, to be honest with you.
The third round, I think Shara landed more.
You know what? The third round you could give it to him, I think. I think that one's okay. One of the Mike Bell actually our favorite. He gave it to him. That's okay. But the first two clearly Michael Page won those rounds. So again, nice pick by you, Marcel.
Thanks.
I kind of wish in hindsight, I wish I picked it. I'm sure you wish you picked Imavov. That would have been nice to have. Imagine we had back-to-back consensus in the co-main event and main event. That would have been sick. But I mean, there's a lot of upsets on this card, on the main card especially, and these were two. Let's get some comments. Yeah, I saw that, Tristan. I was actually looking at the live line. I'm like, I think he won that round. He was still plus money. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. So I passed. But yeah, nice pick. What's up, Justin? Glad to have you here, man. So many fights with results. Didn't see obvious, but didn't go forward. Yeah, I mean, dude, if we knew the results and we'd all be millionaires because we just put all our money on it, right? So that was share after round 1. Yeah, I know. I agree. I'm with you, Tristan. I was looking at, again, I don't like switching my side during the fight, but sometimes it's just like, well, this fight's not going the way you thought. You know what I mean? And this was one of them. That perception. Yeah, I mean, Dana actually talked about that. The one eye thing, Marcel. Do you anything? You buy that at all? He was like, "Oh, the guy's one eye. That certainly doesn't help." Dana was talking.
I haven't heard that before when he won. So,
right, it's only an excuse when he loses. I mean, it's definitely something to think about, though, for sure. Yeah, I saw that serious health issues. I wonder what they were. They're not saying what they were. MVP, I think he told James, who interviewed him, it was a one-off, Marcel, but
yeah,
I actually think he looked great at 185, and I think he could stay there.
To be really honest, if he goes back to 170, what he wants to do, he lost to Gary there. So
I'm assuming he'd fight Carlos Prates or something, right? That would do that.
Yeah, stay at 185, I would think. He also said, like, normally I'm always busy with thinking about my weight, making weight during fight week, and this time I didn't have that problem. And he looked pretty good, man, I think. So why not? Try run at 185,
I think so. Why not? And again, I think he's 30. He's turning 38 in a couple months.
Yeah, he's not the youngest.
No, so stay there. All right, let's go to the next fight. There was a few. It's funny because Dana was like, "This was the only fight in the card the fans booed for." I mean, there was a few other ones. Was there not?
Yeah.
But Dana doesn't watch the
prelims. It was an amazing card.
I don't think he watches the prelims. We'll talk about the rating at the end. I'll wait for that. Yeah, this fight sucked. I mean, Sergey Pavlovich won. It was a pretty clear win. We both picked Pavlovich. You picked him too, right? Yeah. There was a lot of people on Rosenstrike, which I mean, I didn't really understand it because I thought, he's more technical, but Pavlovich is more power, and Pavlovich did have the wrestling advantage too in this fight. I think he fought a smart fight. He fought a safe fight.
He did,
but it's not a fight that gets you. Like, it doesn't get him a title shot.
No.
I mean, Gon is right there. I guess they could do him and Gon. I guess. Or they could do Almeida, right?
Yeah, him and Almeida would do.
I think that's the fight, especially because he wrestled in this fight. I think they're gonna give him that fight. I think that's the fight they'll do. You think so?
The problem is, like you always say, and I'm gonna steal it from you. Rosenstrike pulled the frozen strike again. It's like
I like your ear, but yeah, man, he did. Yeah. He was timid, right?
Yeah,
he did 17 strikes. That's it, Marcel. Nothing.
No urgency, and it was like he was afraid for the takedown, which came at a certain moment. It was all the time when Pavlovich almost tagged him and he took him down. I mean, the thing is, like, at this level, in my opinion, unless you have real good takedown defense, it's hard to get to the top. And I know Alex Pereira is a champion, but Alex Pereira has different. How do you say that? He just has crazy power, and people don't dare to come close to him for that reason. But I mean, if you fight somebody who can wrestle as well, Rosenstrike, listen, I like him a lot. I think he's much more technical striker than Pavlovich is, but he doesn't have a ground game, and yeah, like I said, man, it's very difficult. Then you really relying on your stand-up. But if the other guy has also knockout power, it's almost like it's a 50-50 stand-up, but on the ground he can take you down. And Sergey did well. He mixed it in, and he needed to win. He got knocked out against Aspinall, and he looked horrible against Pavlovich last time, or against Volkov last time. So he needed to win.
He got the win, and I think they'll probably do him and Almeida next. Do you consider MVP's style fun or boring to watch? I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. I think he looked pretty good yesterday. I don't think it's the most exciting style, but
I think
he's technical.
I think if you're an MVP fan, you like the style. I think if you're rooting against MVP or you have your money on the other guy, you hate it. You know what I mean?
I think that's fair to say. Pav was scared to engage because they train together. That's fair. Pavlovich, I agree with that. He had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
Dana was pretty pissed about this fight. He was talking a lot of shit. He's like, "Oh, this is the only fight people booed about. This was a terrible fight." Actually, Dana said that. Did you know? He's like, "This is a terrible fight." They booed, but there was other fights. We'll talk about those prelim fights for ourselves in a few minutes. But let's go to the next fight here. Another great pick by me, guys. Bang! Vinicius Oliveira as the underdog defeats Said Nurmagomedov. I was so confident in winning this fight, Marcel. I think this guy's seriously good, man. 3-0 now in the UFC, guys. Defeated Sopai, which is a solid win. Simone, a decent win, and now Said, which is I think Said was ranked, right? Was Said not ranked?
No, not anymore.
He could have been ranked, and let's be honest. This obviously gets this guy a top 15 opponent. I mean, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, he's going to fight probably Actually, you know what, Marcel? I could see them doing him and like Aldo. I know it's, they don't usually do the Brazilian fights, but I think they could do that. I think they could. Aldo's number 11. Let me ask you, who'd you favor? Aldo and this guy. Who'd you favor?
Aldo.
Okay, I don't think you know what? I'd love to see it because I want to pick him again, and you're going to pick him wrong again. I'd love to see it. There you go. So there's my challenge to you, Marcel. But I think it's possible. What about him and Mario Batista? I mean, that's another option.
That's probably an option because everybody.
Because I think they're going to punish him, right?
The UFC is upset with it, and that's stupid. He did what he had to do to win, so I don't even. But I see that happening. Yeah, the UFC wasn't happy with that fight apparently, so a lot of people are upset with it.
The other option is, I mean, Cruz and Font, maybe the winner of that, or not. Actually, Cruz is going to retire, but Font if he wins. Yeah. I know these guys were like bottom in the top 10, but I really feel like this fight gets them a big push, guys. And they won fight of the night. And we talked about this a little bit off air, me and Marcel. I think this was, if you had to pick fight of the night, I think this would be the fight to pick. And I actually listened back to the show. I said this would be fight of the night. So my prediction was right there too. But I think they should have went with the 4 performance bonuses instead, personally. I think you agreed with me, right?
Yeah, I tell you honestly, I don't think there was really a fight of the night.
If you had to pick one, what would it be this fight?
It would be this one or the first fight, the Pharisee against Mike Davis.
I thought you'd say Handy and Pokes.
No, absolutely not. But it was either that one of the other one. But
yeah, I agree with that.
I thought there wasn't. It's sometimes so weird. Sometimes there's a clear fight of the night and they don't give it, and now there is not a clear fight of the night and they give one.
It was a good fight. Anyways, this is a huge.
By the way,
this guy, Marcel.
Also a shout out to Vinicius, who had like a really bad injury and he pulled through because this was legit.
He didn't go on Twitter or Instagram and post a excuse about it.
I think his manager Lucas. I think he said like he had like something, a bone which was over here, and it was like getting loose or something. I don't know. You saw him also after the fight.
For sure. I was gonna say just really quickly on this guy. Like I know I'm glazing here, guys, but that's okay. I gotta glaze some guys. I really like this dude. But I'll say this
glazing with the BBC.
Oh yeah. Not only did he outstrike him, he actually outgrappled him too, and that's the impressive part for me. He took him down. He controlled him on the ground. He had three takedowns and over 7 minutes of control time. That to me is actually more impressive than outstriking Saeed. So huge win for him. Again, definitely getting a top 15 guy, and I really do think they're going to push him in the top 10. I think the UFC really likes this guy. I'm high on him. I don't know if he'll win the belt. I'm not saying that, guys, but I don't know if he's that good. But I think he's going to fight in the top 10.
I mean, he has everything. What he needs. He got the how do you say that factor that people want to see him fight. He got that crazy knockout which lured people in on him.
Yeah, and he almost landed again. He landed the flying knee, I think, in this fight. So it was impressive. Anyways, thanks, Tristan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Lockbog was plus 500 after round 1. I didn't even pay attention. I was just watching the fight. It's crazy. Surprised Dana didn't shit circuit. I mean, he kind of did, right, Marcel? Like you saw the post fight. He said this was a horrible fight. Fans were booing this fight. I kind of feel like he shit in the fight. Bautista. The Umar call, it's not a good one. I don't like the call out. I think he should have called out Batista, Aldo, or even Marcus McGee, someone like that. He could have called McGee. Him McGee is a good fight.
To be really honest, Umar beat Beksat Almakhan and he got Corey Sandhagen after that fight, So
you never know, man. And things are unpredictable, right? And again, if you're a favorite, this guy's the UFC favorite, Marcel. He has 3 bonuses in 3 fights. Yeah. They like him.
Obviously,
Yeah, of course. Physicality and cardio, 2 and 3 was our match. Dude, I think he looked like built for a 5-round fight. I mean, it was impressive. Beat Marmez and get a title fight. Yeah, fair enough. Ferris and Mike, we'll talk about that in a sec. What's up, Garrett? Glad to have you here, man. What do you think about Philip Oliver? I'm fine with it too. I mean, any of those guys. Blake, what's up, man? Super chat. I mean, this isn't my channel. It's Nick's channel. He's obviously the head of odds breaker. I don't think I could set it up myself. I could talk to Nick about it. But we'll answer your question for free. I know some people want to throw a few bucks in. I mean, I'd love it, but we don't have the option right now. So
I mean, I'll send you my PayPal, Blake, if you want. I mean,
how about this, Blake? We'll answer your question for free if you got one. All right, man. We like you
for sure.
Nishis and Farid. I think he's above Farid. Would you agree?
Yeah, right now, yes, yeah.
All right, opening the main card, and that's the thing. So the last fight, bang on for me. This fight couldn't have been more wrong. And the first time I put my hand up and say it, I got a fucking terrible read in this fight. I really thought Mike Davis would win this fight. I was convinced.
Yeah, you lured me into it. No, I'm just kidding. I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, most of us were. I mean, Mike has looked pretty great in the UFC. Let's be honest. Doesn't fight that often. Where he does, looks amazing. and he looked bad in this fight, dude. I'll be honest with you. I was watching my friend came over and watched, and the first minute he pulled guard, and I was like, oh shit, this isn't how I thought the fight would go.
No.
And it got worse and worse from there. He got like beat up on the ground. He got his face cut open. It was bad. He got outstruck in the feet. He landed a couple shots in this fight, but nothing great. It was a fun fight. Don't get me wrong. It was an exciting fight. It was a bloody fight, but I got to give all the credit to Fair CM, dude. I mean, 5 straight wins, and I picked against him a couple of times during this win streak, Marcel. And for a guy that was cut from the UFC, he's now 7-2 in the UFC, dude. Like, it's fucking impressive, right?
I agree. I mean, the best shot Mike Davis landed was in the last 15 seconds, probably.
Yeah.
I think Mike Davis went to Instagram last night, and he said he was injured. He says he was going injured into the fight, and that's why he fought the way he fought. He said, I mean, at the same time, I got to give Kara Ziam credit, man. I didn't think Ziam was going to win here. I thought Davis was better overall. And Ziam did well, man. I mean, good win for him. And it's crazy, man, since he returned to the UFC or since he got re-signed for the Paris card.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Someone asked it, some French guy, some reporter asked Dana, and Dana's like, what? I can't hear you. What? You saw that for Marcel?
Yeah, he always does that.
I know. I thought you guys ear fixed. I mean, I could have swore you did. Dana said he's going to get a ranked opponent. So you look at the rankings.
Every time Dana wants to have like a small moment to think about something, he always is like, "Can you repeat that question?" And he looks to it. He always does that same thing.
Looks like Lene, who's he going to fight? Looking at the rankings, I mean, there's not a ton of guys available. Grant Dawson is available, I guess, number 15. They actually could do that fight. I think they could do that fight potentially.
Who?
Grant Dawson, potentially.
Yeah, why not?
I don't mind it. And Grant's not, I mean, listen, Grant's a good fighter, but he's not winning in the way the UFC wants to push him up the ladder. He's obviously top 15 caliber.
I also like what Tristan says, man, to be honest. You know, I mean, that's a big task, actually.
Carlos Diego Ferreira is a good fighter, but again, 5-fight win streak, I think, gets you someone that's on a win streak. I
agree.
So, Turner's booked, I think. Isn't
he he's booked, but the fight is still not out.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think he's booked. I think you were telling me about this last week. Yeah, he's super inactive. The pulling, I mean, if he was injured, it makes sense, right, Tristan? But it was weird. I was like, shit. I'm like, why is he pulling guard? I knew right away he was in trouble. He's so much better since they cut him. By the way, someone asked this earlier in the chat, and I just the calf placer, that was fucking tight, man.
Jeez, man. Yeah.
Like, I would have tapped. Tapped right away, Marcel. DM open plus 200. I mean, he was the dog. Main card, how many dogs won? 4? 4 dogs won this card. I picked on the main card. I had 2 and you had 1. So we actually sniffed out 3 of the 4 dogs won. We've sniffed out 3 of the 4, but we weren't consensus on them. So
that's what she said.
Yeah, sniffed it out. Davis has the injury resistant potato chip. Anthony Davis MMA. Okay, there you go. So Nick Yusuf tweeted about it during the fight. He didn't. He really didn't look like himself at all. It was very odd. I think Rebeski's went over all buys better than Ziem's fight. Actually, that's not a bad fight either. Rebeski and that would be a good fight. What's up, Michael? Ziem and BSD. That fight's fake news. I was gonna say I think he has a fight book, but that fucking fake news guy, Ray Marcel, the fucking guy on Twitter getting his engagement. Now gets to your mind, you start to think it's
he posted Joel Alvarez against BSD.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's fake, right?
Yeah, that's fake. Of course, that's fake. Yeah.
Didn't get to ask who should share. Hey, what's up, Antoine? Was it an official fraud check? No, because Michael Page is good, right?
Michael Page is good, but I'm far from convinced about
you've been like questioning this guy for a while, I would say.
And that's because the UFC only gives him strikers, Of
course. Who should he fight next? Someone unranked? I'll answer your question, Antoine. I like you, so I'm going to go pull up the roster. Hold up. It would be someone coming off a loss. They want to get him a win, I would imagine, right, Marcel?
They're going to give him the winner of Julio Marquez against Cody Brandes.
I would literally, even though I don't know if you're joking, I was actually just thinking that. I don't know if you're joking or not. I'm serious too. I actually could see that happening. They always give Cody a hard fight. Maybe, or even Edmund and Budka, they could do that, something like that. I mean, they want to give him a win. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, they could do that. Paul Craig. They could do Paul Craig. They could do that.
He fought Oleksiejczuk already. Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, he did. He just fought him 2 fights ago. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but Paul Craig, that's a problem. He can take him down, so they probably won't do that, even when he can knock him out.
Same thing. They're gonna give him a striker, right? Warley Alves, is he still on the roster? I guess he is.
Yeah, maybe Abdul Razak Al Hassan makes sense.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's the fight. You know what? Yes. Yeah. That's the fight.
We got him.
We found the fight. We found it. We sniffed it out. They're gonna book that fight. They're gonna book it for whenever they go back to Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia. They'll do it. And it makes sense, Abdul. That makes so much sense, dude. They should put him on that card. Is that fight happening? Rebeski and Klein?
That's not as far as I know.
Okay, there you go. We trust in Marcel.
Where did you get it from, Colostrum? That's the thing.
Probably that fake news account. But we'll see. All right. Prelims. Muhammad Naimov defeats Khan Offley. I mean, this fight didn't need to happen. It was not a very good fight. Naimov won. He's 4-1 now? 4-1 in the UFC. They just got him a win. It was an easy win. I think Offley gets cut. I really don't have much else to say. This fight was kind of stupid. What do you think?
Yeah, to be really honest, I never understood the booking. To be honest, it was like Naimov was. Yeah, he lost to Lima last time, but before that, he had a nice streak.
Yep.
And Offley got knocked out by Santos. I don't know, man. Wasn't a great fight. Naimov won, good for him. Back on the winning on the up. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a great fight. It wasn't the main card at first. It got dropped to the prelims, and good.
Shamil Gaziev defeats Thomas Peterson. Brutal knockout first round. I think he should have got a bonus. I really do. I was like, holy fuck! Like, it was a crazy knockout. Great win for Shamil. Proves him to 3-1 in the UFC. I guess that would be the last fight in his contract. Maybe. I mean, I'm assuming it was, right. They might have re-signed him. I don't know. But huge win, and I really think that this was like one of the best knockouts on the card. Actually, besides the main event, I would say it's the second best knockout. I think he should have got the bonus, Marcel. Any thoughts?
Yeah, by the way, I love that Shamil's second name is Hasbulatovic.
I love that Shamil is on the was it Bahrain volleyball team or something?
He was.
All that back hair playing volleyball. Good God.
Yeah. I mean, Shamil, good dude, man. He did well. Great win, man. I didn't expect him to knock out Peterson like that.
Didn't we think it would be like a cage, like a pushing?
Yeah. I was actually happy it wasn't. So
I know it was fast, right? By the way, if they didn't have this knockout, they were running out of time on the prelims. They started the card like 20 minutes late. They're just talking. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's so annoying, right?
I know. If they're gonna do that, just say the card starts 50 minutes later. Don't waste my time. Like, I don't, especially because it was in the morning for us. Like, I was in a rush. You know what I mean, Marcel? It was so annoying.
It's always like
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, listen, I understand that they want to have they have a time frame and they want to have the final prelim ending like 5 minutes before the time frame. But indeed, don't waste our time with your talking. Like, a lot of people who are watching, listen, for people who are not into MMA like every day watching stuff, it's maybe interesting, but for us, we fucking watch 24/7 almost.
I don't care about any of that stuff.
You're gonna give me 5-6 promos about stuff I already seen during fight week. It's just annoying, man.
I mean, I agree, dude. Pato was all over Gaziev. Yeah, I mean, I thought he'd win. I thought the odds were high. They turned out not to be, because I think Peterson's not horrible, but he got brutally knocked out. His striking is not very good. Shamil Gotsiev. There you go, Marcel.
Nice.
Pavlovich to Shamil Gotsiev. Could they do that fight? I mean,
nah. The problem is they already gave Shamil somebody like Jorginho last time, and they're not gonna do now.
Was that a fraud check though? That one?
It kind of looked like it, but it was like he had no cardio anymore.
I love the side you just did. You're like, I guess. Like,
yeah.
What was a fraud? I mean, every time I ask you, it's a fraud
Austin Lane against Robelas de Spain.
Okay, that was a fraud check.
Yeah.
The guy that's barely clinging to the roster. They actually signed him, by the way. Marcel, Big Marcel is MMA News Goat. Yes, it is Brick Laser, and that's a cute dog, by the way.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Marcel's definitely the goat. It's I saw that guy Clint today on Twitter. He was like, if Marcel posts the news, it's real or something, right? You know what I'm talking about? That guy?
Clint.
Yeah. Could they do this? Wait, Ty's still on the roster or no?
I would think Ty is still on the roster, probably. Yeah, the UFC
lost
lost
5 straight, right? I think.
Yeah. I think they can do it, but it's like this is like Ty has to win that fight. You know what I mean? But
I don't know. Maybe is Ty ranked? He actually might be
I
ranked.
don't think he is. No.
He's ranked 11th, dude. That's how pathetic.
Is he
heavyweight
serious? Is he
Yes,
serious?
yes,
Oh
yes.
God, yeah. Then do it.
I wouldn't rank him. I mean, he knocked out Derek Lewis though, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, that's
Derek's number
2022, man.
He's actually right below Derek, so it doesn't make any sense at all. Looking at the ranking, I mean, they could do Shamil and Waldo. They could do Shamil and Marcos Guerrero de Lima. You know what? I could see them doing Shamil and Derek Lewis. They actually could do that fight, right?
Yeah, maybe they should just do like a heavyweight, only a top 8, because then it doesn't look like this ridiculous, you know.
It's who's number 15? It's Nick Parkin. So, what's up? Remove limit break. Glad to have you here, man. We appreciate you being here, dude. I mean, I'll take some KFC for dinner too. Actually, Popeye's better. Give Shamil both belts now. Jones and Aspinall are scared. Pretty much. Shamil the GOAT. Right, Marcel? Marcel could make a run to the rankings, ties to the top 15. They could have you fight Sean Sheehan and GFL, and the winner gets signed to the UFC. How about
that? Yeah, great.
All right, let's go to the next fight here.
Let's absolutely not do that.
Next fight, Terrence McKinney knocks out Damir Hadzovic, 2 minutes, 54 strikes landed in 2 minutes. Yeah, Damir's getting cut, right?
Yeah, by the way, I knock him out for free. Doesn't have to be GFL. I think so, man. I mean,
yeah. I dude, like I said, I was shocked he was on the roster. Like, when they announced this fight, I'm like, wait, they re-signed him? Like, I thought he was gone. He hadn't fought in 3 years. Now, really quickly with Terrence. So here's my thoughts on Terrence. I mean, he's a front runner. He either knocks you out early or he loses after, right? And we know how he fights. He's definitely one of the most fun guys to watch for the first couple minutes.
Yeah.
Terrence, I think, should have got a bonus for this fight. And again, I tweeted about this. I'm still a little surprised, guys. And 6 first-round finishes and never got a bonus. I tweeted about it. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see he responded to me? Did you see that?
No.
So he said, yeah, it's a little weird they haven't given me a bonus. He said they did slip me a little bit of money for Matt Frevola knockout after John Morgan asked him at Dana White about it. Apparently, I can't remember this, but this was like 4 years ago. John Morgan, I guess, asked Dana at the press conference, agreed to give Terrence money. He said, yeah, they slipped him something. It wasn't the $50K, but he said he's never got a bonus after that. And again, I tweeted him like, he just had a new baby. They kept talking. He's got a 2-week-old kid, 2-week-old daughter, right? They've mentioned it like 5 times. Again, guys, I love Vinicius Oliveira. I predicted a fight of the night. It's nice to be smart and get a nice pick like that, but truthfully, they should have did 4 performance bonuses for the 4 knockouts. It was actually really easy to do. It was so easy, Marcel. And I would have given it to him. Again, I get it. The argument is, okay, he's fighting a guy who's not very good. And like a lot of the guys he's beaten are not very good. Although he did beat Veraziem by first round submission, and he never got a bonus for that fight. And no one, a lot of people's argument is he fought bums. Okay, Matt Frevola was ranked in the top 15 at one point. Veraziem's probably going to be ranked in the top 15 soon. The other guys, yeah, they're not very good, but still.
Didn't they give Joe Pyfer a bonus for knocking out El Amadowski?
Yes, that Macedonian guy.
Yeah.
And someone else responded to me saying Kennedy got one for knocking out Dreschke, who's terrible. So, yes, you can still knock out a bad fighter and get a finish. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to go beat the drum about it. I tweeted about it already.
I just retweeted it.
There you go. Thank you. I'm probably going to go all these people going after it now saying, look at this level of competition. Look at these guys he fought. Mike Breeden sucks. And Damir sucks. And Brendan Marat sucks. And Eric Gonzalez sucks.
At least you have something to look forward to.
Thanks, man. I have to beat the conversation now. Jesus. Anyways, that's my rant for the night, guys. Look at this. I got a little emotional. All right, a couple comments. Mick Parkin, Wilshere. I guess they could actually mix rank belong. They probably went to that. They could.
Mick is fighting Tibura, man.
Is he? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. What am I talking about? Marcel, I started to look ahead at the fights, but I didn't want to look that far ahead. I know that's next month, but there's fucking 5 cards or 4 cards this month, right? It's crazy, and we're gonna preview 5 because we will preview it during this month, but it's like March 2nd or 3rd. Shamil become the first successful blob. There's got to be other blobs that have done well, right? Marcel's better shaped than most unranked heavyweights. Yes, nice pick, Blake. Did he call Chris Duncan? That was the caller, right? Chris Duncan.
Yeah, he called out Chris Duncan.
Did Chris Duncan have a fight?
No. There was somebody who said he's fighting Shamrock or something, but
I
don't know. I asked around and they said it was not true, but if it's not true, I don't know, but said it's not true. So
He should have got a bonus. Yeah, I know, Justin. It's going to be like the next 11 weeks of fights. So enjoy the time off when you have it. A couple other fights here, guys. Jasmine Jasudavicius defeats Mayra Bueno Silva by decision. I mean, this was kind of an easy fight to pick, I think, Marcel, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot. Actually, I was talking about some people, and they were surprised that Mayra was an underdog. So, I mean, I understand if you come from like people see a lot of people see Mayra as somebody who just fought for the title and maybe have a look further into it. But I thought Jasmine was the clear favorite in this one, and
sure.
I mean, she did great, man. And I think
Yes.
Jasmine looks great every single time she went into the cage. I think she's 4-1 or 5-1 against Brazilians. She only lost to Natalia. And that's also the only fight she clearly lost, you know. The Cortez fight, she lost, but it was kind of close, you know. That she had her chances in that fight. I would match her up against somebody, maybe a Shukagian, you know.
So I'm looking at the rankings right now. That's an option. The other option,
Sermonara, I should say.
Yeah, Sermonara. The other option is to rebook the fight with Aura Ujo. They were supposed to fight, I think, right?
I'm good with that as well.
And the other option is Amanda Hebus if she goes back down. And then the other option is a rematch with Tracy Cortez, which was actually a pretty close fight. She did lose, but was somewhat competitive. And then if they really want to push her, they could do like Macy Barber, but I don't think she'll get someone ranked that high.
Or Rose.
Or Rose too. I mean, that's interesting too, right? That's actually an interesting fight.
They can put that on the Montreal pay-per-view if that happens.
So with Jasmine, she's the pride of Canada, by the way. She's won 4 straight fights. She is 7-2 in the UFC.
I thought you were the pride of Canada.
Yeah. Dude, honestly though, like she's like, I think you made a good point. Like she's looking better every fight, is she not? Like she really is.
Yeah, she does.
She looked amazing against Priscilla last year in Toronto. I mean, again, easy fight, you know, paper, but you know, she looked incredible. She looked great against Fatima Klein. And again, that was a different weight class for Fatima, but she looked great in that fight. Looked amazing against Ariane da Silva. And then in this fight, it wasn't a finish, but dominant. Pure dominance in this fight. 7 minutes of control, 3 takedowns, and it beat her up with punches from on top. Also had the what's it called? What's that? I can't even think of the word right now. God, the position on the ground. Crucifix.
Oh, the crucifix.
Yeah, she had that rain down elbows and punches. I was thinking the Gary Goodrich position. I was just thinking, dude, she looked great. It was a great performance. She needs to be on the Montreal card. At first, I was thinking prelims, but maybe they should put her in the main card. Maybe they should. Why not?
I think they should for less of people going to complain again, but it's in Canada. You're not going to put Mike Malott again on the pre.
No, I think they will. They'll probably put Mike in the first fight and then Jasmine after her.
I think Jasmine deserves it.
I think they'll put Jasmine second. They usually don't put the women fight first on the pay-per-view. They put it like second. And I think either Viviane makes sense, Marcel. They were supposed to fight. Viviane had a great performance against what's that girl, Karina Silva, who was that a fraud check? That fight?
I don't think Viviane is bad. So
yeah, I know that's the thing, right? But it was borderline fraud check, I would say. All right, let's go a couple other comments. Excuse me. Yeah, Mayra had a bad weight cut too. She really struggled to make the weight. Do you think she goes back to 35?
I don't think so. I think she's committed out to 125, but at the same time, I think she looked better on 36, 35, 136, 135. So
yeah, I agree with Knox though. Pato's hot take: Jasmine's cuter than Tracy. I like Jasmine too. She's dating her coach, I think. That guy. That one guy.
She is.
I remember his name. Yeah, Niagara Top Team.
Well, yeah, Jasmine has some fun humor when I see her.
She's cool. She actually went to Thailand for this camp, I believe, to improve her striking. Which I will say this: her striking is not the best. I mean, we saw it. It's not great. It's passable, but her ground game is one of the best in the division. It's top. Yeah. I would say. Would you say top 5 in the division? Her ground game?
Yeah, she can dominate girls on the ground. So yeah, definitely, man.
Her striking's not great, man. So that's the problem. Imagine Jasmine becomes a champion. I'd say no, Blake, but I mean, maybe it's worth a bet. Maybe I'm going to check the odds right now. I just want to see what the odds are. If it's like plus 10,000, why not?
There are certain girls in the division I don't see her beating right now. So
I agree, but you never know. I mean, her grounding is so good. I doubt it. I'm just saying I doubt it, but they have futures. Gotta take a look just because he brought it up. Jasmine, women's. It's funny, they still actually have some fighters that are cut. They don't have this weight class, but no, it's not. It's flyweight, right? Oh, here it is. Found it. She's only plus 800, dude. She's actually so Natalia Silva's plus 600.
Yeah.
Macy's plus 700. She's plus 800. So the bookmakers actually think she has a chance to win the belt. How crazy is that?
At least somebody in Canada who can.
He actually has better odds to win than Wei Li Zhang, who's plus 1,000, who could end up fighting for the belt if she wins this fight. She could fight the winner of Furo and Shevchenko, right? But yeah, Jasmine's plus 800, Viviane or Uso's plus 8,000. So there's actually like, I guess the money came in on her. The odds are not good enough now. I was thinking like she'd be, because I'm looking at some of the other girls are like, big.
By the way,
underdogs. Not now though.
Good point by Knox. I gotta say.
Sorry guys, there's a lot of comments. Yeah, I mean, I saw someone mentioned that to me yesterday. They're like, oh, she could fight Natalia again. I'm like, no, Natalia's not going to fight down. She just destroyed Andrade. So, yeah, Chris, she's 35. So I actually looked this up. She started training MMA at age 26. She's a late bloomer, guys. She only started 9 years ago, Marcel. 9 years ago, Marcel, 7-2 in the UFC, top 10 ranked. It's impressive, right?
To be really honest, it should be. She has a loss on her record that shouldn't be a loss, in my opinion, in CFFC.
Oh, that one with Elise Reed, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Title fight.
My replacement, she has that. She did have a few of those like ninja chokes in this fight, and I was like, oh shit, but yeah, it didn't work. And I agree with this guy. I mean, it's too bad she, started a little bit late, but this is the Montreal card 315. Yeah, I think that's the main event. I think it'll be Shavkat Bilal, and then it'll be Shevchenko and Furo. I have no idea. That's my guess. Would you say that's a fair guess? Or what do you think?
Makes sense because they always have a women title fight in Canada, so that makes sense.
They always do. I hope it's not the main event though. That would suck.
To be honest, you deserve it. So I mean, you just get.
Wouldn't be surprised. I think they're going to do it in Montreal. I think Toronto. I don't know, but. And Marcel doesn't know for sure because I've talked about this. I've been like, Marcel, do you know? But we both think it makes sense, right?
If I know, I tell you. So, but I don't know.
It makes sense to put the French girl in Montreal. What's up, man? Glad to have you here. There's a French guy here, Le Comité. So there you go, Marcel. You got a guy who's French. He's going to be in Montreal. Miami card. I mean, they're talking about maybe Islam or Topuria Islam. I mean, that's the rumor. I don't know, but that's the rumor. Dominic Reyes is fighting Nikita Krylov on that card, on the main card. What's the other fight from the main card? There's one other one that was announced.
Was that 314?
Yeah, there was one other one.
Probably Yan Xiaonan against Verna Jandiroba.
Yeah, that's the main card, I think. And then Chase Hooper's fighting Jim Miller, but I think that's a prelim. And Burns and Morales is going to be main card too.
Yeah, I think so. That will be main card too.
And Pantoja Cara France main card, right?
If that happens, yeah, that's also probably that.
They have actually Krylov and Reyes probably. I could see it being a prelim actually myself. I could. Maybe the main event prelims, but it could be main card. They might just add the one fight to that card's gonna be good. There's gonna be a main card. All right, guys, a couple other comments. Marcel knows already his opponent. I don't think he does. I mean, he might, but I'll probably ask him after he maybe and I'll lie to you guys and say I don't know. Just joking. All right, we're almost at an hour, but we still have a few fights really quickly. Bogdan defeats Lucas Alexander. I got this one right. So it's funny because Bogdan opened as a pretty big favorite by 200. He actually closed as an underdog. So I actually got a third underdog in this card, Marcel, at close. So I'll take it. But when we talked about it, he was the favorite. Yeah, weird fight. So again, Lucas Alexander misses weight. Second time, Marcel, in the UFC. Twice in a row. It was 148 this last time, 148.5. Didn't look good. This fight, used the weight in the first round. They actually put my tweet up. I was shocked they did.
Yeah, I was too.
I was like, holy shit, they put his tweet. I was like, he's using his weight to bully the guy basically. And he did. And Lucas won the first round. He was looking on his way to winning. And then he completely gassed. Bogdan got on top, beat the shit out of him, got the finish, got a bonus for the comeback. I don't mind him getting a bonus. It was a nice comeback. I would have given it to Shamil if they had to pick one. I would have, Marcel. I think he had the best knockout besides Nasruddin. But I think for Bogdan, it's a good comeback win. I don't think he's that great. But for Lucas Alexander, Marcel, I'm cutting him. I'm going to cut him from the roster because you're 1-3 and you miss weight twice, dude. You're gone. What do you think?
I'm not going to say anything bad about Lucas because I really like him. But obviously I agree with you. Losing 2 times, weight is bad. And he got brutally knocked out against Jeka Saragi. Now he got finished against Grad. And in a fight, I think he should have won, to be really honest. I don't think, listen, Bogdan Grad, he's a nice dude, but I already don't think he won the Contender Series against Mike Aswell.
I thought
And
so
now,
too. I agree with you on that. We talked about that
and,
last week a little bit.
and I feel like Lucas Alexander is a better fighter, but he for some reason he couldn't let it. He failed in the second round, and Bogdan Grad took over and he finished the fight. Good for him. Good first win in the UFC, But I don't think the thing is high for Bogdan Grad or anything. I don't see him like. The ceiling is pretty high. I don't think so. Yeah,
I agree. I think they should cut him personally. And again, if you listen to this podcast, you're gonna think I'm an asshole. But dude, you didn't do your job really. Like half the job is making the weight, the other half's fighting. That's my opinion. So miss half the job. It's like coming to work. It's actually kind of like coming to work late, Marcel. You get it past once, you don't get it past twice. Kind of. I don't know. Kind of like that. Or he could move up, but I don't think he's great. So I mean, he's okay. He's not terrible. If they gave him one more fight at lightweight, I'm not gonna hate it, but I don't think so, guys. I kind of agree with this. Bogdan's okay. Yeah. He has good cardio. He's tough. He's tough too. And I agree with Zach. I mean, this guy's as well. And I know you were pissed about it because didn't Dana say, "Oh, we're putting him on Sean Shelby's list to get a short notice fight"? Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Why hasn't he got in? There's been short notice fights.
Why had he fighting Fury again last time?
I guess he has to make his. What is he? How much is he getting in the Fury? Zach, you'll know. $1,000? Is that what he's making?
Yeah, I mean, but why does he have to? Doesn't he get to the UFC, man? I mean, I don't get it.
He got to stay busy. Maybe there's a deal where he's getting paid more money or something. I don't know. It's weird. All right, finally, guys, last fight in the card. First fight, Hamdi Abdelwahab defeats Jamal Pogues by split decision. So, a couple of thoughts on this fight. First off, not a good fight. Second, you guys know I picked Pogues. I was actually pretty confident he'd win. So, the weird thing about this fight is most people thought Pogues won the fight. And the weird thing is I was confident he'd win, but I actually didn't give him the decision. I gave it to Hamdi because I felt like the first couple of rounds were really, really close, but I felt like Hamdi landed a couple like bigger shots that kind of stole the moments and won him a really close round in both rounds. If you gave us to Pogues, I don't mind it. I don't care personally. I think it was a really close decision. Could have gone either way. But like the commentary for this fight was extremely one-sided, I thought. In fact, Laura Sanko, I've never seen her go on Twitter after and say like, "Oh, like, I don't agree with that one." Have you ever seen that, Marcel? I've never seen that before. Very odd. I like Laura. I like her a lot, but like I've never seen her go on Twitter and like be like, "This decision is really bad." Like I've never seen her say that. So like they were so far on Pogues' side. They're like, "Oh, he's landing this jab. He's landing it." To me, Marcel, Pogues is no one to blame by himself. He just didn't put the foot in the pedal enough in this fight. It was one of those close splits. It could have gone either way. I was hoping Pogues would win because it would make me look smarter because I picked him, but he lost. I don't care about Hamdi that much. I don't think he's that good, but I thought he edged out. Who'd you score for, and what'd you think? Give me your thoughts.
I had for Pogues. I had him 2-1 against Hamdi. I feel
was
like
it close though for you?
Oh yeah, it was definitely close. It wasn't like a
Robert, right?
No, the thing is like with the commentary. I always tell you I like Laura Sanko, but not as a commentator. But I always said that she's like I like her interviewing fighters after the fight, and the thing like what Megan Olivier and Charlie Arnold doing. I think that's good, but commentary. I don't really big fan of her commentary. That's just my opinion. Nothing against her.
I get what you're saying, but I will say like also what's his name? Paul Felder was like really heavily on Pogues in this fight, and I think it was John Gooden did the commentary. Right?
But Paul Felder doesn't annoy me as much, on the commentary.
Paul's great, but he's awesome.
Maybe the voice, But
I just think they were really one-sided in this fight because, like, I think a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with listening to the commentary because I listen to it too, but like, I also have my eyes too. And listen, the stats say that Pogues landed more strikes. I get that. And again, I picked him, and I was pretty confident he'd win. And actually, the crazy thing is, Marcel, the fight went how I thought because I thought he would keep it standing and outstrike him, which he did. But again, the shots weren't like big shots. And Hamdi landed a couple shots and had a little bit of ground pound that first round. I gave it to him, edged it out. It came down to the second round. Again, I'm not going to die on my hill. If you picked Pogues and thought he won, that's fine. I'm okay with it.
I just think also that the commentary should stop scoring fights.
They should. They should have like Marcel. We've talked about this. Eddie Bravo used to. We'll throw it to Eddie. Yeah, guys. I thought whoever won 10-9.
Do separate guy. Yeah.
They should do that. I think it would make the broadcast better, don't you think?
Yeah, of course, because they're not focused on scoring.
In all honesty, though, they should probably. I know a lot of people don't like him, but they should have John McCarthy back and doing it because he wants to come back. He's talked about it. I don't think he's working with PFL. He obviously did it for Bellator. throw it to John McCarthy. John, how'd you score the fight? And John's a respected opinion. I know not everyone loves John McCarthy. I get that. But I'd be okay with that. Would you be okay with that? Like, just an example?
Just get somebody there. You know, I don't know. I don't mind who it is. Yeah, Lazy Bet said let Dean Thomas score. I have also no problem with that. Let what's Gaethje's coach again? What's his name? I forgot. Trevor Whitman. Let Trevor Whitman score.
Didn't he do it for me?
Yeah.
I can't remember now. Yeah. Anyways, guys, you think they cut Pogues? He's 2-2.
Probably, but I think they maybe if he's lucky.
I like Jamal though. I wouldn't mind him back. It's just this was not a good fight,
neither.
man.
Yeah.
This was just a bad fight. Ugh. Hamby's lucky they need him for the Arab market. Yeah, kind of. He's not that good, right, Marcel?
I don't see it, dude. I mean, he won against Dontal Mace. It got overturned after that. I thought that fight sucked.
Oh, they didn't mention the drug test at all, did they?
No.
Drug tests. I never mentioned it.
No, of course not.
And the Lucas Alexander thing, I don't think they mentioned the weight miss until they threw my tweet up, and then John Gooden actually did say something. He's like, "Oh, there's he did miss weight." They didn't even mention it. Like, I get it; they don't want to talk about these controversies. I think they should. I think
they should, of course. It's a story of the fight. Yeah, for sure.
Let's go what's up, man. Yeah, here's the thing. I agree with what you're saying, but John, John's, he's looking for, I'm assuming, some work right now. He has come out recently saying he wants to do this for the UFC. He's like, I want to score the fights.
I think he has.
Just an example.
If he wants, he probably has to talk with Dana first to make things probably right.
I don't know how good the relationship is. Probably not very good, right? I'm guessing.
I don't think so.
I still think John's one of the best refs of all time, personally. I don't know what
he was.
Think,
I honestly think that his refereeing was always almost 99% of the times he did
I think he's a better ref than a judge too. I'll tell you that.
But I mean, as a commentator for Bellator, I'm not the biggest fan, but as a ref, he was very good, one of the best.
All I'm saying is, like, for Bellator, they actually do score the fights with 2 rounds. So, like, John, what'd you think of this round? Like, they actually, and I like that. I think it's good. Dan Hardy, I mean, he's the same spot as kind of like Dana doesn't. He's not coming back, and he works for PFL. He actually scored. I think does he score the fights for PFL? I don't know if he does anymore, but
he's only in the UFC when Veronica fights his wife. So yeah,
I agree with this too. Get his son Ron to score properly. AI scoring. I mean, I think we talked about this in the chat recently. Like, I think it's a thing of in the future. Marcel, do you think AI scoring will be part of the UFC in the future?
We'll see. I don't know, man.
I think AI is going to take most of our jobs. Robots are coming, Marcel.
I mean, Data gets a stiffy every time he talks about AI, so probably.
Marcel, most likely your girlfriend in the future is going to be a robot. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, suck my dick. You
ever seen the movie Her? You ever seen that movie?
No, I don't think so. But I saw iRobot.
I haven't seen that maybe, but anyways, Her is an amazing movie. Walking Phoenix is the main character. I'm sure someone in here has seen this movie. Zach, you've seen this movie, Her, right? Go ahead. Anyways, I was gonna say he basically falls in love with his computer. Who's Scarlett Johansson plays the voice, and he falls in love with this computer. It's a great movie. It's like 10 years old. And one of the reasons I remember this, and Zach, you're gonna love this.
That's because you also fall in love with your computer, okay?
Yeah, but one of the reasons I loved it back in the day, I don't know if you can still do this, but 5 dimes. I don't know if it's around anymore. I used to bet at 5 dimes, and I did a fucking awesome bet. I did a parlay, Marcel, of Her winning the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, and I parlayed it with Alexander Gustafsson to knock out Jimmy Manuwa. I got the bet right. I was like, yes, this is the best bet of all time.
Jeez.
I know, it was so good. It was a really good movie. So
what Joaquin Buckley always remembers me of? Do you know that guy? You see that on Facebook.
So Phoenix or Buckley?
No, Joaquin Buckley. You have that guy like to the two women on the road. They have to pinch the balloon in front of him. He's like, "You're not qualified. You're not qualified."
I don't know. I don't know.
He looks like maybe people in the chat know what I mean.
Yeah. Felder, did he mention? I thought Gooden did, but maybe he did. Dude, it was a great bet. It was one of my favorite. That's the thing. Like, these fun bets are like some of my favorite bets of all time. It's crazy. Like, if you look at these odds now for like the Academy Awards, they're so juiced up. Like, they know who these voters are voting for already. For these awards, but back in the day, you could get some good odds. I think it was, small favorite. I parlayed with Gustafsson to get plus money. It was awesome. I was like, yes, Gus knocks out Manuel. It was amazing. This has been a fun discussion. I'll say that. All right, we actually went a little bit past the hour here, which is okay because it was a lot of fun. So here's the thing. So here's the drill. You guys know it.
Guys.
Here's the thing. We're about to talk about Sean Strickland, UFC 312. You guys got to give me a minute though. I'm going to get the new podcast ready. And I'm going to talk about it with Marcel. We're going to go through all the fights in the card. I'm looking forward to it. And get this last comment from Blake here. No, I'd rather not. You?
What's the question? I'm sorry.
You want that?
Yeah, I recently bled out of my ears, so no.
I wouldn't want that. Listen, I respect her. She has she has a great hustle. She's making a shitload of money. She has more followers than anyone in the sport. I'm not like really her target market. I'd rather see someone that like has been in the sport for 20 years. Like someone said Dean Thomas, that's a good pick. The only problem with Dean is like he works with a lot of these guys still, so he's kind of biased, I would think. You know what I mean? I'd rather get someone that bring back Eddie Bravo, dude. Fuck, just bring him back more. So why not? Let Eddie go smoke a bowl and they will score the fights. I'd love to see it, man. Talk about crackhead control and Robert Gordon, all that shit. 10 plan jiu-jitsu. All right, guys, give me like
Chris, just be quiet and enjoy.
You guys beat the cockroaches, right, Marcel?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. All right, guys, give me a few minutes. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Appreciate it, guys. Give me a couple minutes. I want to set up the UFC 312 preview. Looking forward to talking about it. Just give me a couple minutes and we'll do it. All right.